It's time! Okay, guys, it's the Christmas cheer, and as I record this, it's Christmas Eve. It's about 5:16 p.m. Central Time, and I knew I wanted to do this video before the year ends because it's been quite a year. Not that I am complaining, but it's been for the best, and I can look back and say, God has been forever faithful. This is one of those things that I had to put down a little bit for some time. And this is because I was just transitioning into other roles, into other responsibilities. And I had to stop using the space I was using just to use my household. And in my household, there's a lot of privacy. I can lock the door and I'll be just fine. But that's not why I'm doing that. The reason why I'm doing this is because this is the year that I had to put a halt onto what I looked at as a career, a passion for the last 6.5 years. And it wasn't intentional, it was mandated. And that's okay, because looking back, I can say, God, you knew where you were taking me. Even though I complained at some point, but I had to listen to your voice. Because as a believer, I say, He knows what's best for me and my family. And He knew it was time to move on. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I have been adapting to my new environment. And my drive is different. Monday through Friday, going to work, driving back in traffic. And I said, I'm going to make good use of my time driving back to work. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and a lot of audiobooks, and I can tell you there's so much I've learned through this process. But one thing I wanted to share with you guys in this specific video is about job hopping. As I mentioned earlier, I moved from one job to another, and it wasn't intentional, but it was God's timing. He said, okay, Claudine, pack up, let's go. And I said, okay, God, I'll go where you send me, right? Yeah. I landed myself one of those things that I look back and I say, oh my God, why me? Why me? And I can tell you, one of the things that I learned from the video or from one of the audios I talked about, one of the podcasts I listened to was about job hopping. And I looked at it and tried to put myself in that situation. And I was like, that's me there. That's me you're talking about. So I wanted to talk to you guys about 6 main reasons why job hopping may be good for you. And if you're wondering what is job hopping? It's moving from one job to another. And I'm not saying about something like being in one job for 3 months and then you move in another one for 6 months, you move 1 month, you move. No, I'm talking about being in one job for some time, some good amount of time before you say, okay, it's time to pack and go. Whether it's intentional, whether it's your boss who tells you, okay, Mr. Smith, it's time, we're letting you go. Or if it gets to that moment where you're like, okay, I feel like I've given all to this place and it's time for me to go somewhere else. And regardless of the situation, you have to know and understand that there's a still voice calling you to move from one place to another. So one of the things is increased salary. Let's say after being in your job for 1 year, you probably will be getting like $100 increment or a bonus at the end of the year, or maybe 3% increment. While some places, when you move from job A to job B, let's say as a nurse practitioner, just a random number, you're probably making $65 an hour. And then you move from your job A and you go to job B, they'll ask you, what's your expected salary? I always say this is one of the toughest questions, but you can negotiate this and say, okay, at my previous job, I was making $65. I'm looking for something to be more competitive than what I have right now. So something like $70 an hour or even $75. And you can negotiate based on other benefits that they have in place as well. So if your other job was offering you like full benefits, but you're making $65 and you're moving to a job that's not offering you benefits, you can negotiate and say, because I'm gonna be losing this from my other job, I am hoping you can rematch this and make it $75 an hour or even $80 an hour. So there's that adaptability that you're able to negotiate for increased salary. The other thing is rapid skills and experience growth. Once you've been at a job for so long, you're probably doing the same thing. Monday comes, same thing. Tuesday, same thing. Wednesday, like there's no variety, to the point that you end up losing some of the skills that you have. So when you move from one place to another, so let's say you're probably a registered nurse. I'm going to be using a lot of nursing examples because that's the path I am used to. So let's say you're a registered nurse working in MedSurg. You've been working in MedSurg for like 4 years, 5 years. You can decide to move to a different facility and apply to ICU and get in there and get a different experience and different skills. Or you can move from med-surg and go to oncology, hematology, or go to gastroenterology, nephrology, different specialties. Moving from one place to another can give that experience you're looking for and skills growth, because that's what we want. You want that CV to look so good, right? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Next is faster advancement. And it's just the same thing I've talked about. You can move on to higher positions. Same example, you're probably working as a bedside nurse and you move from facility A and you probably go work as a manager, a nurse manager. That's an advancement in your career and it can give you broader network, which is the next point. As a nurse manager, you're probably going to be in meetings with the CEOs, other nurse managers, other leadership team, and that advancement can come because you've moved from one role to another. It could be through the same facility. Some facilities are very good at giving their staff members those roles, advancement in roles. So they see that potential and they'll give it to you. While some places, they see that potential, they'll let you go. They'll feel like you're a threat. They'll feel like you're going to take away their jobs. So you've got to know which facility you're dealing with, which leadership team you're dealing with. Next is fresh perspective and engagement. So your new roles can help prevent that boredom. It can help create and spark that creativity, and it can give you a better sense of what you enjoy and what makes a good employer or even an employee. Yeah. So the last one that I'm going to talk about is adaptability. So navigating new teams and cultures helps strengthen your communication and problem-solving skills. So let's say you're used to working with the same team of people. You're used to being in your comfort zone, and then you realize you're like, there's even no respect. There's no communication. There's no that leadership, team leadership, respect, responsibilities, communication, positive communication and feedback. Moving from one place to another can help with that adaptability to the point where you realize that, you know what, I have more skills than I thought. I'm just sleeping on them because there's nobody really out there helping you realize that you have those potentials. So as we move on to the next year, this is just something I'm leaving out there for you. I have learned that my 6.5 years has created so much in my life that I can't take back. I can't just erase with moving from one job to another. But at the same time, the last couple of months has taught me that getting a foundation is one thing, but what you do with that foundation is what really matters. So as we move on to the next year, I want to wish you well. I want to praise and hope that you're going to realize your potential, whether somebody points it out to you or not. And always remember, you can do all good things through Him who gives you strength. So I just wanted to come on today on this Christmas Eve and make you realize that there's more in job hopping than you may think of. Otherwise, Merry Christmas from my family to yours. Cheers. Bye.